Travis Scott? Huh? Huh? You and Tyga, you were a young, supple, 17 years old, going after this grown-ass man who had a child, and you knew it. Oh, girl, because you knew, y'all ran in the same circles. Heather Saunders is not just your friend, Kylie. So, come on, and if you guys don't know who Heather Saunders is, she's the young lady that, social media mistakenly thought was Jordyn Woods yesterday having dinner with Kylie. So everyone thought that there was a re-engagement of friendship between the two, when in actuality, all you hoes do actually look alike. This is the one time where I'm going to allow the internets to be like, oh, okay, well, all you black people look alike anyway. Heather Saunders and all you other light-skinned girls out there and Hollywood with your weaves and your plumps and your fashion nigga nova outfits on, y'all do actually look alike. So I can understand why they thought that Jordyn was Heather Saunders. Anyways, so this culminated into quite the kerfuffle where people were taking sides. Either your team Heir Jordyn, that is Heir Jordyn, or you were team Clarenthal. Now, honestly, I actually am, unlike many of you, I actually really love Khloe Kardashian. I think of all the Kardashians, she's one of the realest. Although let's not get it twisted. There's much to be said about the fact that Khloe had this picture going around where she was a pimp and she had Megan Good and her Negress twins chained up like they were her hoes. That's a look. That's a move. But listen. When you know better, you do better. And yes, there was some questionable things that may have happened in the past. And I don't know if, being friends with Khadijah and Malika are exactly, I don't really have that much insight into the twins to be able to say that they are conscious enough about world views and world happenings that Khloe could stand to gain off her friendship with them in terms of being educated about black social issues or misconduct against the black community enough that it is not like this weird relationship where it's just co-opting. So I don't know. But at any rate, many of you have taken sides, and my take on it is, I think everybody was wrong. I think, what is in the dark always comes out to light. So the fact that Jordyn chose to leave that part of the story out, the kissing part, was suspect to me. That was probably the first thing that I would have told. The fact that she shared a chair with this gentleman, and not just shared a chair like they were sitting on the same couch, but like shared a chair like this man lives in what I'm sure is an opulent setting, and I'm sure he had many chairs in his house. The fact that she chose to sit on the arm of the chair that he was sitting on and cascade her legs over him. Whether that is Khloe's man or not, you know her. Don't put yourself in that situation where you're going to come out looking like a hoe bag. It wasn't a right situation. I know she's 21 years old, but I know because of her friendship with Kylie and even perhaps just some of the things that she's been exposed to because of the friendship, I would venture a guess to say that, Jordyn is not the average 21-year-old, and she's probably very learned in just some of the things that might be a little bit too advanced for some of us, or I don't think that Jordyn's this young, innocent butterfly that just, somehow was just there at a party. I don't think it's that either, but I also think that she is 21. And perhaps these grown 30-something-year-old women who live in these glass houses shouldn't have been, throwing stones at young Jordyn the way that they were. I'm pretty sick of this story already. I think that a lot of this stuff just serves as a distraction to things that are real issues in the world, such as Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez getting engaged. Hello. Did you guys see that? Yes. Last night, whilst on their vacation, they posted some images, both on their respected social media pages. Alex Rodriguez posted, she said yes, and Jennifer Lopez just posted a series of heart emojis with a ring that looks fresh out of a vending machine. The rock was so big, I could not deal. But, I mean, in this situation where you've got a woman, listen, I'm a J lover, so a word shan't be spoken against her, okay? I don't give a fuck what y'all think about her. I don't give a fuck, okay? Jennifer Lopez is one of the queens of my hearts, okay? A talent, a legend. And she's just doing what the rest of these niggas in the industry do. They go around and they meander between women from one end of the globe to the next. So, at any rate, Jennifer this is going to be marriage number what for Jennifer, you guys? She was married when she first came on the scene to Ohani. Anyways, and then she married Chris Judd. Was she married to Mark Anthony? I'm not sure. Was she married to Casper Smart? I don't know. She was engaged to Ben Affleck. She was with Puffy. Listen, Jennifer Lopez has got herself a list, but it is a very illustrious list, if I do say so myself. And I'm very happy for her. However you need to get your happiness, Jennifer, go for it, darling. What else has been going on this week? Good. Oh, so let's just get into some real news. So here in Westchester, in the New York area, because I know most of you guys are so caught up in this celebrity culture that you don't have time to watch the real news. That's fine. That's fine. That's why I'm here, to let you know who's who and what's what. So in Westchester County, the town of Bronxville, New York, there is a school called the Chapel School where a white teacher staged a slave auction for her young, I believe, 5th grade students. Now, these students were studying, I believe, social studies, American history, and this teacher felt as though it would be prudent for her to stage a mock slave auction. That's right, you heard me, with invisible chains and of the such. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, this is still, listen, whilst you're worried about Heir Jordyn and what's happening in her life, these hoes is out here having pretend auctions, okay? Pretend fucking auctions. I'm so disgusted with all of it, okay? But yes, so it is under investigation. I don't have the teacher's name right now, but what I do know is that it is being investigated by the state attorney, as well as this is a Catholic school in Bronxville, New York, the Chapel School in Bronxville, New York. If you have not heard about this story, please do your due diligence and read up. And parents, be aware of what is happening in your kid's school. I am a firm believer that anyone who is operating in the service-related, and when I say service-related, I mean firemen, policemen, politicians, garbage men, teachers even, in particular neighborhoods, these should be people who live in those neighborhoods. Now, one of the problems is that we are, African Americans oftentimes are left to send our kids to schools outside of the neighborhood. I was one of those kids who, from 1st grade to 8th grade, went to school outside of my neighborhood. I was bused to a school just because my parents did not feel that the school systems that were in my neighborhood that they were paying taxes on were adequate enough for me. Needless to say, here I am with the rest of you hoes, even after all that expensive education. Now, this Chapel School, where tuition is said to be upwards of $14,000 a year, I can't even believe that a teacher would have the fucking unmitigated fucking gall about herself to be hosting a slave auction where she forced white students to bid on black students. Disgusting. Also, in more disgusting news, just in case you guys have not been following, if you guys recall the shooting death of Stephon Clark. Now, this was in the San Francisco area, I believe, of California. About 2 years ago, young Stephon Clark was shot and killed with a barrage of bullets in his grandmother's backyard after being suspected in some car vandalism and I believe some theft. And the police thought that he had a gun on him when in fact what he had on him was an iPhone. He was then shot multiple times, which includes shots to the back. And those 2 cops have been acquitted. They have been acquitted of all wrongdoing after shooting this young man and killing him in his grandmother's backyard. Now listen, I don't want us to get so caught up in R. Kelly and in Jordyn and in the new Pretty Ricky B2K tour that we ain't got time to pay attention to the real news. You guys, don't get so caught up in the fluff that you are not paying attention to what's happening out here in the world. So yes, in fact, these 2 cops were acquitted. It was 1 black cop and 1 white cop. Now, Stephon Clark's family is filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the city, and we'll see how that goes. I'll be following this story intently as, to me, it was just in another case of just the police gone wrong and policing in neighborhoods that they don't actually live in. To me, it was just another disgusting situation. And I really do hope that his family is able to find the justice that they seek. Unfortunately, we can't depend on the American legal justice system to really seek out justice in cases like this. If you Google the term unarmed black man shot by police, you will be floored. So, needless to say, just another case of the bullshit. So, hopefully you guys are paying attention. Before we get to R. Kelly, let's just take a quick break because, right? Let's just breathe in because this is going to be another one. Let's just take a quick break and come on right on back. All right, kids, we are black. Yes, we are. We're black for another episode and another day. My blackness and your blackness are so beautiful. That was my take on a poem for you, but I guess no thank you. Any which ways. So, most of you probably never watched CBS in your black ass lives, haven't watched it since your grandmother made you watch Murder, She Wrote. But all of us, if not some of us, tuned in to watch Gayle King, yes, that Gayle King, who is an anchor on the CBS Morning News, go in for her interview with R. Kelly post his release from jail for counts of sexual misconduct and sex with a minor and all these other things. So at any rate, I know we've all seen the interview or at least clips of the interview. Now, what I will say to you is the interview was done in 2 parts, or the interview was shown in 2 parts. The first part, which aired, I believe, Wednesday, the 8th of March, that was this week, Gayle sat down for an interview with R. Kelly at his Trump Tower residence in Chicago, where R. Kelly put on a full-on temper tantrum, a full-on 52-year-old temper tantrum, blaming everyone but himself for his indiscretions. He